G'day guys and girls, welcome to another AlwaysMoto production. We're doing an AlwaysMoto inspection. This is our Into the Night series. We're doing a video specific to the CleanSkin mountain bike LED light range. We use these as a helmet mounted range of lights for us for this purpose. As we've spoken about on our other videos, we had the Moto 3D LED bike mounted headlight because we're on a moto. It was a specific setup for that, but we've been able to use these CleanSkin lights to very good effect, and I'm very impressed with all of them, and we're going to run through them, show you what the benefits are of each one individually. So we're going to start off with this CleanSkin Unite, the 1000. It's the small one in the series. It's very lightweight, it's super compact, it's no bigger than a tiny little torch that you would get from a junk shop or something similar. They all use these GoPro mounts, which makes it super easy for us moto guys who probably have a GoPro camera at some point. We've got a stack of those mounts already lying around. We just stuck that on the inside of our helmet visor up here, just here, so that it's sat inside our helmet for ease of use and just avoiding getting any of those nasty trees that would, rip the thing off the top of the helmet if it was sticking out when we ducked under them. But this thing was super bright. I used this as the first light that I put on to test with, because I didn't want to start with a high power and go, geez, I can't see anything with that. How am I going to see anything with the light power? So I started with the light, and I honestly didn't think that I needed to get any more light than that just with this 1000 lumen light that it put out. But it's not my number one. It's my number three in terms of the three options here. Yes, we've got four lights, that's a rear light. But of the three forward-facing lights to ride with, this is my third best option out of this CleanSkin range. It has a decent lifespan on the battery. It has only this 3 light setup to show you what the battery life is left in it. And that's the main part that I didn't like. I could set this so that when I was riding, I could see those lights, which was great. But once you get onto that third light, there's no sort of telling whether you've got 1 minute, 20 minutes, 40 minutes to go to know that this is going to run out, right? So you didn't know whether to straight away switch over to a lower setting in the lumens, which this thing has multiple settings, which is great. But seeing as it's already the lowest power one, I was pretty much leaving it on the full power the whole time. So that aspect I didn't like overall, but other than that, it works fantastically well. And I would actually use this if I had to do this more often riding, and I was going on longer rides and I was worried about battery life in my main units that I was using. I would actually put this one in my backpack because it's the cheapest of all of them as well. I'd put this in my Camelback as my backup, so that if one of them, the main one that I'd put on the helmet, went flat, I still had this as a backup just out there, especially if I went for a couple of hours, or even if I was racing and I just wanted the safety of still being able to see in the middle of the night in the race. I'd have that as a backup. So that's the 1001. Now, our number 2 in our review is actually, and you're probably not going to expect this one, but it's the Duo 2200 lumen light. Now, this one is the strongest powered. It's also the smallest bodied, but it comes with a cable, and the cable runs over to our battery pack. Now, all of this on a mountain bike setup is perfectly fine, because if you're going to have this on a mountain bike, either on your bike or on your helmet on a mountain bike. On the bike, you can obviously run the cable straight down and just attach this unit. It's got a perfectly good Velcro strap. You can strap it to your top tube. Away you go. No problems, no worries, doesn't matter. On your helmet, you can run this light along your top of your helmet, and on a mountain bike helmet, you've got obviously all the air sections in moldings, and you can use the strap to the back side of the helmet. Again, cables are all up here, the weight's up here, no worries. On the moto helmets, where am I going to strap the battery to? So what I had to do was I ran the cable over the top of the thing. I had some duct tape stuck on it, and you can actually see some of the residue of the tape stuck on here. I duct taped it down, and I had to run that cable, or the battery pack and the cable, into my Camelback and then connect it in there, which again wasn't all that bad. But you've got this cable sort of here, And whenever you want to turn your head, you can feel that a little bit. I had the bag open and a little bit at the top so that this would not get bound up and get caught. But when I wanted to take my helmet off, if I wanted to stop and have a drink and to talk to my mate who I was doing these rides with, I'd have to disconnect the cable. And that was a little bit difficult when it was tucked into my camelback. And it's just a little bit frustrating. But other than that, and the other aspect of this, it does have, this light is green here, this back button, it's the power button. It goes green when you're using it, and it changes color as your power setting is going, and that's where you adjust your lights. But it doesn't have a battery meter as such. So that aspect on here, I couldn't see the unit from the battery pack as well because it's in my backpack. But other than that, if all of these lights were this size, that'd be fantastic. But they're not. But this one obviously with the most amount of light, and if I was going on a super long ride, this battery pack lasts a fairly long time. This would be our go. But for now, it's our number 2. Our best option, and my favorite, is the 1800 from CleanSkin. Now this thing, it's a little bit bulkier than the 1000. So when it's sitting under your helmet visor, you do notice it a little bit. But again, it's not impeding that much of your upper goggle range. And especially when you're only looking below it anyway, you get used to it being there. You don't feel the weight of it on your helmet. It's not very heavy. Compared to the 1000 and to the 2200 versions, it is heavier, but not enough that your helmet's like falling down over your face. Every bump that you hit, it's not jolting and moving. It doesn't do that, especially if you've got your helmet fitted up correctly and firmly on your chin strap. Or if you're wearing the right size helmet as well, that helps too. But the best part about this one, there's this little flat panel here. That's actually an LED digital output, and it's your battery reading. So you'll see 90%, 80%, and it drops down 1% at a time, which is what I was complaining about with the 3 light battery indicator on the 1000 setup there. This one is 1% showing it. So you know exactly how long, or at least you can watch it as you're riding almost, because when it's upside down, I could see that digital outread, and I could read the number really easily in the dark because it's a nice little light blue color. So I knew I could watch it and see how quickly it's dropping, and if I needed to adjust the output, I could. The other kind of cool feature on this, and I didn't have to use it, but it's one of those features that you don't kind of want to use, but it's awesome to have. The back side of this is a charging dock. So yes, you can charge the unit itself up, but there's also then an output that you can plug a cable into, use this as a battery pack, and charge your phone. So if you're out in the middle of the track, something goes wrong, you pull out your phone, oh crap, your phone's gone flat. If you've got the cable with you tucked in your camelback, which you're probably carrying anyway because you're having a drink on a decent length ride, you can plug this into your phone, charge your phone, get enough juice into your phone to then call for help, which is a fantastic little idea. All of these lights, if that was possible, should have something along those lines. But this one, being that 1800 unit specific to it, it's its specific feature, that LED output, this amount of light that it puts out off this head here too, it's number 1. That's why it's number 1. It's just a great unit to use. And you'll see that when we do the videos, we've got some videos and some still shots at the end of this that are going to put out, compare each one's amount of light output. You'll see that this one works super well, even versus the 2200. And when you combine it with one of the Moto 3D lights on your Moto, on your headlight, on your bike, you've got enough light to see everything you want to see whilst you're riding. Now, when the guys from CleanSkin sent me this emit rear light, I think they thought I was going to test it on a mountain bike and that I would need some sort of rear light on my bike. And I honestly didn't think that I would need it, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. But funnily enough, when you're out in the bush riding with a couple of guys, when you go up to the crest of a hill and you're like, oh cool, I need to have a little rest, I'll have a stop and I'll wait for my mate, and you turn your bike off, your helmet light, yes, is on because it's on a separate battery. It's a separate unit. But your bike lights go off. So your tail light on your bike and your headlight, they switch off. So essentially, you're sitting there with this headlight facing forwards. There's no light at all behind you. So your mate can ride straight up the hill and straight into you because he can't see you. This little flashing bugger, when I realized that it was useful in that sense, and I tuck him just onto the back of my helmet, on my goggle straps on my helmet there. You don't even know it's there. It's on your goggle strap, which is super easy to attach to because it's got this lovely little clip on it. It runs forever, almost, and it produces just the tiniest enough amount of light in a very bright sense that it's just a good safety thing. And the other aspect too, one, yes, it stops your mate from running into you when you stop and switch your bike off. But say you crash down a hill. You've then got your front light and your back light as a point that your mate can locate you down the mountain, because your bike's probably going to switch off at that point too. But at least then he's got something else to look for to try and find you if you had to. So these are actually a super good, super safe idea. And in that sense, I highly recommend that you get one if you're going to do these night rides, and just tuck it on your goggle strap. It's super easy. It will stay there really well. Nothing's going to bump it. It's at the back. It's a great idea. Super good product. And it's super cheap. So guys, we're going to drop in some videos and some still shots here now that's going to show you how these things all worked, compare them from the amount of light that you're going to see. If you have any questions on these or the Moto 3D headlights, hit us up. Our email will be in the comments or the description section below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Find us on Instagram. It's always.moto. And you can send us a message there and ask us any questions you want about these products. Now, the CleanSkin guys, you can get them on multiple mountain bike websites, particularly Mountain Bike Direct, mtbdirect.com.au. You'll find them all there. They have some good deals on there. For the Moto 3D guys, you got to find them on their website. They have that discount code. It's always 10 off, 10 numeral 10, 10. And you can use that discount for a code for a 10% discount at checkout. But look, check out these videos. We're going to have a helmet cam, some riding video, as well as some still shots. You'll see how good it is to ride at night and how much fun it is and how much you can actually see with these things. So make sure you get yourself, if you're going to do these night rides, make sure you get yourself a helmet mounted light, something like these CleanSkins, and a good LED bike mounted light like the Moto 3D headlights that we've got just here, and go and enjoy yourself. So let's check out those videos. Alright guys, thanks for watching those videos and the rest of this stuff. Like I said, if you've got any more questions, hit us up. Our email's in the description. Find us on Instagram, always.moto, and send us a direct message. Otherwise, get out, enjoy your night ride. Hope you enjoyed these Into the Night series. I've had a super amount of fun doing them and producing this stuff for you guys. Get amongst it, guys and girls. It's super fun to ride at night.